It seems that the action-packed journey of John Wick isn't slowing down anytime soon. In just 2 years, it will have been 10 years since the first movie came out, and the series is still going strong. It has rightly been praised by fans and critics alike as the best action movie series out there, with its excellent fight choreography and well-developed lore and universe. The universe of the movie seems to be getting bigger, with an upcoming spin-off film featuring Ana de Armas in development, as well as a prequel show set to air on Starz later this year. Those undertakings are most likely invigorating for fans, however, because of an unexpected appearance from Keanu Reeves at Collider's own Chiefs on directing board at San Diego Comic-Con 2022, we've at last gotten our absolute first gander at John Wick, Chapter 4. The speedy mystery gives a fast look into the conspicuous brutality we've all generally expected from the John Wick films, however, more significantly, it gives us a genuine decent gander at both new faces and bringing favorites back. Whether or not these characters will assist John with pursuing retribution on the high table or hold him up of accomplishing that objective, here are individuals you can hope to find in John Wick, Chapter 4. Keanu Reeves as John Wick. Yet again, obviously, the face and namesake of the series will be available in the fourth portion, with The Matrix's own Keanu Reeves depicting him. It's difficult to envision that John Wick's way of bloodlust all started in view of a canine. At a certain point in time, Wick was awesome and most dreaded professional killer on the planet, and he abandoned that to be all with the lady he cherished. In the wake of losing the said lady he wanted to sickness, a post-mortem gift from her of a pup allowed John a second opportunity of carrying on with a tranquil life. Once more that also was taken from him when an egotistical child of a kingpin kills the doggy, sending Wick into the intricate criminal hidden world. Wick prevailed with regards to sanctioning retaliation on those liable for killing his canine and, surprisingly, tracked down another canine buddy simultaneously. Tragically for him, insight about Wick's return voyaged quick, arriving at a previous partner named Santino D'Antonio, Riccardo Scamarcio. D'Antonio turned into a steady persistent issue for John, compelling John to do his offering and rebuffing him when he wouldn't. John in the long run killed D'Antonio, however did as such on sacrosanct Continental ground, which is a significant offense in the criminal hidden world. This makes John an objective of the high table, the shadowy huge bads of the film, and they send a crowd of professional killers after the vengeance looking for hired gunmen. John is offered a chance to get away from the table's fury and return to a quiet life, however just at the expense of executing his nearest partner, Winston. John denies, prompting more slaughter before Winston himself shoots John off of the top of the Continental Inn. At long last, we last left John being found by the Bowery King, who accepts in the injured professional killer as he gets ready for his next mission for retaliation. Ian McShane as Winston. However, the majority of individuals in the John Wick universe are attempting to kill John. He has a couple of partners, and none stand apart more than Winston, played by Deadwood's Ian McShane. Winston is the supervisor of the Continental Hotel in New York City, one of numerous places of refuge for the people who partake in the secret universe of death and hired fighter work. The Continental is completely expected to be unbiased ground where no brutality or murder of any sort is to occur, however that doesn't prevent Winston from showing preference to his dear companion, John. He, alongside his dependable attendant Charon, give their all to help John in his undertakings, going from getting him time after the homicide of D'Antonio to playing a more dynamic job when the high table lays attack onto the New York Continental itself. Winston shooting John toward the finish of John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum was a shock, yet it was undoubtedly a final desperate attempt to save his companion and allow him another opportunity to strike back. Generally speaking, Winston's past is a secret, yet that secret will have some light shed upon it in the Continental series when it debuts. Lawrence Fishburne as the Bowery King. In John Wick, Chapter 2, Keanu Reeves was joined by individual Matrix graduated class Lawrence Fishburne, who is the head of the mysterious society of destitute mercs in the hidden world. Fishburne's personality may not be the astute big-hearted coach that he is in the Matrix, yet he still hesitantly helps John when he really wants it. He's not even close, however supportive as Winston may be, and quite often appears to need something different consequently, yet even in giving John a weapon with 7 shots, he presumably realizes that will be sufficient. In any case, even this minor help doesn't get away from the high table's consideration, and the Bowery King is damaged by their buddies. Since he is something individual in the game, the King allows in John with great enthusiasm, anxious to pursue some retribution on individuals who demolish that lovely face of his. Spear Reddick as Charon. Bosch star Lance Reddick has become something of a fan most loved character in the John Wick establishment, and seeing why is very simple. Charon is potentially the most pleasant and proficient person in film history, which checks out given that his occupation is an attendant to killers and lawbreakers. He's in every case speedy to elude John to any help he really wants admittance to and help him with any solicitations he might have. Behind that pleasant outside is additionally one more authentic companion to John, which is particularly obvious since he is savagely faithful to his boss, Winston. Charon even gets his own opportunity to get at the center of attention a tad when he gets a firearm and battles close by John during the High Table's attack on the Continental, showing he's more than equipped for standing his ground. Donnie Yen as Caine. In potentially one of the most outstanding projecting choices to be made in the establishment to date, unbelievable military craftsman and Ip Man star Donnie Yen will loan his exceptional battling gifts to John Wick, Chapter 4. Caine seems, by all accounts, to be joining the colleague positions of the series, following Cassian, Common, from Chapter 2 and Zero, Mark Dacascos, from Chapter 3. This all appears to be obvious from the conflicts we find in the trailer among him and John, as well as another new person, Shimazu. Notwithstanding, Caine's wearing of shades inside and around evening time as well as a mobile stick that changes into a blade appears to demonstrate that Caine may really be visually impaired. Perhaps this is one-sided guess since Yen has experience playing blind rebels as found in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. However, a visually impaired professional killer seems like something that fits impeccably into the universe of John Wick. Hiroyuki Sanada as Shimazu. One more unbelievable entertainer in Asian film, Hiroyuki Sanada will be brought together with Keanu Reeves after their last work together in 47 Ronin. Shimazu should be visible battling in the trailer, yet he is by all accounts battling for Wick's side as he's going head-to-head against Caine. He likewise gives a portrayal that is by all accounts attempting to prevail upon John, to persuade him that this mission for retribution and bloodlust is simply going to end in more agony and torture. Maybe Shimazu is correct and John ought to track down a calm and barren region of the planet, lastly give himself a chance to lament, yet regardless of whether John notices his evident partner's admonitions, ideally, Shimazu will in any case stay on our legend. Charge Skarsgård as Marquis. Once more, perhaps this is on the grounds that he's so used to playing detestable characters in it and Eternals, yet it appears to be really possible that Bill Skarsgård will play a main adversary in Chapter 4. That straightforward grouping of Marquis and Wick sitting across one another from a table is sufficient to recommend that these two are foes, with the previously mentioned Caine sitting right close by. Principal lowlifes have consistently sort of been the one flimsy spot of the series, with a large number of them being genuinely tasteless and one layer. Assuming that Skarsgård truly is depicting the fundamental adversary of the film, ideally, he'll be exactly what the series needs to amend this minor, yet at the same time observable issue. Shamir Anderson as Tracker. Tracker is the primary person hitherto to really be a secret, aside from that he should be a tracker or the like given that conspicuous name. Played by racist Shamir Anderson, Tracker is seen taking out an extravagant gun, yet aside from that, we're not quite certain on the off chance that he's a companion or an enemy. A strain to conflict with Marquis that apparently leaves Tracker with a blade in his grasp proposes he's no companion to the likely fundamental antagonist, however we'll simply need to see what sort of part the person will play in John's story. Rina Sawayama as Akira. A cheap Japanese performer, Rina Sawayama will make her element film acting presentation in John Wick, Chapter 4, in another job that is meager of significant data. Akira just has one scene in the short trailer, seen battling hooligans with a bow and bolt, everything being equal. What her identity and side she's on is not yet clear, yet her inclination for middle-aged weaponry as of now radiates a cool initial feeling. Clancy Brown as TBA. The last person to have a presence in the trailer is a yet-to-be-named one played by notable person entertainer Clancy Brown, whose number of productive jobs range from The Shawshank Redemption to SpongeBob SquarePants. The main perceptible and possibly huge part of Brown's secret person is that he, similar as John since Chapter 3, is feeling the loss of a finger. This implies that whoever this character is, he become undesirable with the High Table and needed to play out a blood penance by cutting off his finger to pay his compensation and demonstrate his dedication to the table. We previously saw that the demonstration isn't restricting as John actually remained against the table eventually, yet we'll need to hold on until John Wick, Chapter 4 hits theaters 1 year from now to find what precisely is in the items in the letter that the puzzling figure is conveying. If you like this video, remember to like, subscribe and comment.